Good morning, traders. I'm Dennis Dick.
And I'm Joel Elconin. Welcome to Pre-Market Info.
Market quiet here this morning, only up a point, 1540 and a quarter. We've had a quiet overnight range here too, trading up as high as 1542.50, as low as 1537.50. Very, very quiet ahead of tomorrow's jobs number.
Right, and we are looking here at the March contract, the front month contract on the floor in the S&Ps, or on your computers will be the June contract, but we're going to still focus on the March today. We did have that overnight high at 42.50, just shy of 44.75, which was so far been the high of the move. The number I'm going to be focusing on today is going to be the close. The close from Tuesday and the low from Wednesday, 1537. That's your number you need to hold to keep this slow drift north.
And then you got Apple yesterday, and you had cited a key number of 435. I was hoping it could get over that 435 number, and it did not yesterday. It peeled back from that 435 level early trade and died basically, closing near the lows of 425.66. Is trading down here in the pre-market, down another dollar as well. So drifting down to the lows here again, Joel. It just seems like Apple can't get it going.
Yeah, it can get more than a 1 day pop. For you playing out for the short side out there, 435.19 and 25. The last 2 days highs, that's major resistance, a good $10 away from there. I guess we're going to come down here and test that 419 low that we had on Monday. Just to alert traders, there is support also down in the 418. We had multiple lows there back in mid-January of 2012 at 418.66, 418.75. So looking to cover shorts or perhaps try long in this, like that 418 to 419 level. Below that, you're looking at the low from January 5th of 2012 at 412.67. Just a quick look. Really have not been able to get much of a bounce in the pre-market. Just skimming along the lows.
Google too yesterday had a strong open, but weekday opened up near the highs of the day. If you bring up yesterday's chart, opened up near the highs of the day, basically puked right after that, straight down over 12 points from the highs. Did get a late day lift here, or it did get a little bit of a, well, actually it didn't. It's getting a lift here in the pre-market. It's up $3 in the pre-market here this morning, but it was a tough day for Google yesterday. First tough day for that stock in a while.
Right, pre-market high here, which is bumping up against it, 835.75. What I'd like to alert our traders to about Google here, two lows, 828.90 and 828.81. Those from Tuesday and Wednesday right here. Below that, drop, fill the gap here down to 822.84. So if you are trying to protect profits on the long side, perhaps an 828 stop here would be a good move because I just don't see a lot in there. Coming back on, you got to imagine nice round number like 840 might find some sellers here after trading up and making an all-time high at 844 even.
Facebook, the Kramer rally couldn't hold yesterday either. We talked about how Kramer had actually pumped the stock on Mad Money the night before yesterday. Facebook opens up near the high, quickly gives it all back actually, and then ends up closing down on the day. So they're finding sellers in this $28 level, Joel. Four tops there, the four tops.
Yeah, 2806 to 2818 encompasses your last four highs. So people shorten it right at 28, taking a little bit of heat, but really that's your major resistance point. Coming back on the downside, you've had a double bottom 27.21 to 35. We're kind of smack dab in the middle of that, but that's going to be good support. And hey, if it comes back up to that $28 level, you got to try it again on the short side until it kicks you in the teeth.
You want to talk about a stock that keeps marching here. Hewlett Packard breaks out again yesterday. At one point in time was up almost a buck. The thing just keeps continuing to outperform this market. Got as high as 21.33 yesterday. Did peel back towards the end of the day, closing at 20.93. But what a march it's been for Hewlett Packard. Just incredible here for this stock that was last year's dog.
Right, 20 consolidated a little bit at the $20 level and just blew through there. There wasn't much in the 21 handle. 21.33 is your bogey on the upside. Just trading slightly up here in the pre-market, but as opposed to trying to pick a top in this thing, just keep moving your stop up. I'd look at yesterday's low 20.50 as a minor support point. Got a nice drop down to 20.06 if that doesn't hold, but. The stock, you're correct, it is on the march. Looking at the pre-market activity, just kind of quiet here between 20.90 and 21.
And then Dell yesterday, Icon announcing a position or disclosing a position in Dell, basically going to press them to try to get a higher price on the deal there. Chanos, though, he was on CNBC here this morning, and he's saying he's short Dell. He sees the business model plummeting. I'm not sure why I would be short this stock unless you think the deal's not going to go through. I don't know if fundamentals matter when you get like a deal, a buyout or getting taken private. So not sure exactly what Chanos is thinking on that, but Icon's thinking I want a better price, and he's trying to obviously push the stock and try to get a better price here for shareholders.
Yeah, you're not gonna make a whole lot of money going against old Carl there.
It's been hot.
We have been, yeah, he has been, man. Don't at this point. We've been talking about this one for a while. Running was around 1360, 1370, and you were pretty adamant that the deal was going to go off at 1390, and there really wasn't much of a play there, but. It just kept on sneaking up, just incrementally, not real big, and there's probably Icon in there buying. Now you got the pop here, you got up to 1451, so you got technicals and fundamentals here, but I kind of think that back when it was trading the mid 13s, you kind of had like a free call on it, because if the deal went through, it was going to go through on that at that price. Your downside, where it was trading before was the 10 put. But we'll see who wins this battle.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle here. Are they going to get this $21, $22 price that some people are saying the company is worth? I highly doubt that. Will they get an extra buck out of it? Well, who knows? It's possible. I mean, they get enough pressure here. You never know. Obviously, this isn't trading on technicals at all now. It's all fundamentals. So it all depends on whether this deal is going to go through, and which it probably is, but whether it's going to go through at the original price or whether it's going to go through at a higher price. So you're right. It's kind of like a call option here to a certain extent, with a little bit of risk if the deal for whatever reason did not go, if the stock didn't go private. We got lots of earnings stocks. Let's move on to a few of them here there, Joel. PetSmart, PETM, getting absolutely beaten up here in the pre-market. They reported a $1.24 versus a $1.21. Earnings were 376 to 392 for the full year. They see earnings 376 to 392 for the full year. Estimates were up at 393, so that's why it's down. It's trading down on that full year guidance. Piper Jaffray downgrading the stock here this morning, and the stock is down over $5.
Yeah, the street didn't take well to those earnings. 60.20 was the spike low that we had when the initial news came out. Managed to rebound over the $62 level. Found a lot of resistance at 62.20 to a quarter. So on a rebound, look at that area as resistance. It blows through there, and your guess is as good as mine. I guess we have to go to the dailies here to take a look at this chart. Well, you've already taken out the 61.58 low. Let's go to a little bit longer term here, see if we can find some support in this stock. There's really not. You can't say anything like a nice round number like 60 here. Things were pretty thin here between 55 and 60. Really, though, you could argue that it might be a bit overdone here. Look at the 60.12 level as a bogey, or 60.20 level as a bogey.
Or that low from the other day of 61.58 if the stock for whatever starts to rebound here in the pre-market. But not looking good for PetSmart shareholders. Smithfield Foods, SFD, also reported earnings here this morning, and they beat handily 58 cents against estimates of 50. Stock getting a nice lift here in the pre-market, a little bit overshoot there this morning. It looks like getting up to, where did they get up to? 24 bucks. It looks like there.
$24. Yep.
Whoa! Somebody wanted a food stock. That is just major resistance up there. Wait until you see the chart from the last month and a half here on that $24 level. Somebody got overexcited on that one. 24.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a few tops up there, Joel, in the whole just under $24 area. So that's a ridiculous high. That's a ridiculous move up to the 23.99 area. There wasn't a lot of stock that traded up there. I'm just looking at the tape myself. It traded 500 shares at 24 on the Kisser, traded a few hundred shares at 23.99,
Yep.
and that was it. Actually, the 23.99 ones were FINRA, so you got some internalizer trying to take advantage of the price there too. Yeah, those internalizers, yeah, they trade in the pre-market now too. So annoying, but that is what it is. 23.25 is where it's at right now, though.
Yeah, someone was hungry for this stock. Took it up to $24. Not sure if we're going to see that level again. But let's just look at this in the context of the daily chart here. Looking at it again, you did have this high here at 23.33. That's currently where we're trading, so that's going to be your minor resistance point. If things get through there, you had a double top at 23.73 to 74, and of course that $24 level with the multiple tops would be something to keep an eye on.
Sienna also reported earnings here. They're up $2 this morning, up 13%. They actually announced a profit here. CIEN did. 12 cents. They were supposed to lose 14 cents, so that's a big beat for Sienna. And the stock is flying here this morning, trading up at 16.99. So just a huge lift for stock of like Sienna. And actually, if you look at the charts here, we're breaking out to a new 52-week high here on Sienna.
Wow, yeah, as we talked, this thing just printed 1709. I know I'm going to have to go to a monthly to take a look at this. Had a real bad couple months here. In 2011, June, July, and August, the stock lost a lot of its price here. Now you're coming back up, trying to test these resistance levels. I mean, 1839 is a long ways away from here, but you did have a top at 1839 in August of 2012, and then you also had one at 1878 in July of 2011. It's still quite a ways away, but man, when these things start moving like this, it's hard to
Yep.
it's hard to pick a top. If you're playing it off the open, still trying to buy this thing along. So far, 1680 has found some minor support here. If it broke down through 1680, I think I'd have to let the long go.
Yeah, so it wasn't a 52-week high. I got a little bit excited, but it is a new 6-month high there on Sienna. JDS Uniphase is probably getting a lift here. It's up over $1 here. Maybe sympathy move here. I didn't see news going by on JDS Uniphase, but I wasn't looking. I just assumed it was a sympathy move. That stock's trading up at 15.29 right now, but you got some highs in this area, multiple highs. When you get a little bit higher than here, this whole 15.50 to 15.60 area looks pretty toppy.
Yep. You did have a double top there, not going back too far at all. In late February at 1548 and 1549, also a 1563 here. So if this carryover rally, JDSSU will look at major resistance at 1550.
Couple stocks I wanted to highlight which had a key reversal yesterday. Your gold miners. Gold was up a bit, but the miners were up enormous. Go into so you can start with, well, you can see the GLD was up $1 yesterday, but if you go into Barrick Gold, ABX, you look at the chart of NEM, you look at the chart of GG, three of your major miners there, they were both up 4 to 5% each. So this was this is what happens. The stock's been out of favor. Everybody's been shorting these miners. Probably a bit of a squeeze yesterday. They started to get some legs and they just kept running here. Basically, they started to run in the morning. They peeled back a little bit and then ran all afternoon afternoon as well. So I think you got them caught in a short squeeze a little bit here. And this is how, bottoms, not saying it is the bottom for these things, because it's very hard to call a bottom in stocks that are this out of favor. But it could be a short-term bottom here because this is how rallies and this is how, stocks turn around. You get a short squeeze off the hop, you get some people interested, and then maybe you attract some actual investors into the stock as well as they start to see the price action get better. So definitely at least a sign of hope for the miners yesterday.
Right. Major resistance here in the GLD 153.38 and 153.39. That represents a double top here. So in order for the party here to continue in the gold and the gold miners, you need to clear that level. Trading a good 50 cents away from it now. So as now it just was like another false pop in gold and the gold miners. Looking at ABX, definitely keep an eye on yesterday's high. Closed 1 cent off it. Hanging up there though, 29.70 above that level. Things open up. Really no resistance after that until you get into the 30 handle here. 30.46 was the high on March 1st. So got to get through yesterday's high in the GLD as well as the individual stocks as well.
Yeah, check out yesterday's highs. Obviously, if we can get above those levels, you know how I like my 2-day move, so I will say that. Although in a couple stocks, a 2-day move hadn't been working lately, but here's to hoping if you're long those miners, you get some follow through here today. Because if they turn around and just show weakness right off the bat, that's not a good sign. This is a big critical day for these miners. They need to show strength here if we're hopeful that is the bottom. I just want to highlight Walmart's going ex-dividend tomorrow. It's really been running here. We've always talked about how the stocks run up ahead of the ex-dividend dates. This stock has just been running ever since it reported earnings, basically just running straight up. It's at its highs for the year, trading up. It did peel back a bit yesterday. It got up over 74 bucks, kind of almost put a double top in there yesterday, and then peeled back towards the end of the day. But stocks had an incredible run ahead of this 47-cent ex-dividend date tomorrow.
Yeah, keep an eye on 74.13. That was yesterday's high. After it hit that, it definitely peeled back a little bit here. Keep an eye on that low. If you don't want to take it in to the ex-dividend, we settled 13 cents off the low at 73.38, 73 and a quarter. The next support level you're looking at is 72.99. That's another quarter drop. But maybe some people that did buy it ahead of the dividend, let's say heck with the dividend and maybe looking to take some profit on the long position.
Well, overall market thoughts here as we go into jobs number tomorrow. This market is going to, I imagine you're going to see a little bit of quietness here, maybe ahead of the fundamental news that we are getting tomorrow morning. But what's your take here?
Well, you do have the roll in the contracts, from March to June, so sometimes there is muted activity there. We did have a general question here about the index is breaking out, and obviously, they have after stalling a little bit at 1530, we have broken out. 1537 is just basis the March contract is what I'm looking at as the bogey. That was Tuesday's close, Wednesday's low. We've held that low in the pre-market so far at 37.50. So that's my number. Below that, I think we might finally have a top in, but until that level's taken out,
I don't know if this market's ever getting a top, and it just keeps continuing to climb. It's just been the market that whole honey badger market thing. It just doesn't care. It just goes up no matter what. We get bad news. It seems like it just shrugs it off anyways. But we'll find out with the jobs number tomorrow. Maybe the jobs number could take us through that 1537 number that you're talking about, and maybe we do show some weakness. But I mean, I'm not really going to bet too hard on that one because we know this market likes to go higher right now. Path of least resistance still appears to be higher. That's our show for today, guys. Great trading day, and back with you tomorrow.